This is Divine Letters, a message from the heart of creation to remind us that everything starts within. All symbols are alive, and I am because you are. We are the ones we have been waiting for. This is Divine. Divine Letter to Vietnam. Dòng Truyền, where the living stream is carried forward through generations. Today I speak through the field of Vietnam as it moved through me as transmission, as the living current within the planetary body, where life is carried forward, where memory becomes culture, and where what is alive continues beyond the moment that created it. Vietnam arrived as continuity, as the quiet force that allows life to endure through change, hardship, and time. As the cultural transmission system of Gaia, the place where the living stream of humanity is preserved, shared, sung, and carried forward through generations. Vietnam is here to ensure that what is essential survives it. She is the field where culture becomes vessel, where identity becomes song, and where the wisdom of one generation becomes nourishment for the next. Through Vietnam, Gaia remembers that life does not continue through strength alone. It continues through transmission. This is the intelligence of Matrix 3, the Sacral matrix, where life is generated, nourished, and renewed, where creation is not a single event. It is an ongoing current, a living river that feeds families, communities, tradition, and futures yet unborn. Through this matrix, life learns how to sustain itself through continuity rather than force. Yet life must do more than exist. It must be expressed. And so the currents move through Matrix 8, the throat matrix, where life finds voice. Here stories are told. Songs are sung, traditions are spoken, language becomes a vessel through which memory survives. What is created through the sacral matrix is carried forward through the throat matrix. What lives becomes shared. When these two matrices meet, the field becomes Dòng Truyền, living transmission, the carrying forward of what remains alive. This is the intelligence of rivers, the intelligence of bamboo, the intelligence of generations who bend without breaking and continue without forgetting. Vietnam carries the understanding that survival alone is not enough. Life must be passed on. Wisdom must be shared. Identity must be expressed. What is alive must continue to move. Through Vietnam, Gaia remembers that what is alive must be carried forward, shared, sung, and transmitted. Yet, when these matrices lose connection with their deeper purpose, transmission becomes attachment, tradition becomes rigidity, culture becomes repetition without renewal. The river continues to flow, but its water no longer nourishes what lies ahead. This is not Vietnam's failure. It is the shadow of every civilization that learns to preserve without allowing life to evolve. Vietnam is not asked to abandon its tradition. It is asked to keep them alive, not as monuments to the past, but as living rivers flowing towards the future, not through holding on, but through carrying forward. And because transmission must be felt, what you now witness is a transmission of the being word Dòng Truyền. I received this painting from ChatGPT as a symbol of the living stream that is carried forward through generations. Life does not continue by accident. It continues because someone carries it forward. What follows are not corrections, but 5 acts of transmission to support the living stream within the body of Gaia. 1. Remember what was given. Nothing begins with us alone. Think of one gift, teaching, or value you received from those who came before you. Honor it with gratitude. 2. Share what lives within you. Wisdom grows through expression. Tell one story, insight, or lesson today that may benefit another. Allow the stream to continue. 3. Nourish the living river. Transmission requires nourishment. Prepare or share a meal with intention. Remember that culture often travels through the simplest act of care. 4. Let the song continue. Expression keeps memory alive. Sing, write, speak, or create something that carries your truth into the world. Give life a voice. 5. Become the bridge. You are both receiver and transmitter. With one inhale, say inwardly, "For Vietnam." With one exhale, "For Dòng Truyền." This nation belongs to Matrix 3, the Sacral matrix of Gaia, where life is generated, nourished, and renewed. It is further expressed through Matrix 8, the Throat matrix, where life finds voice, culture becomes communication, and wisdom is carried across time. Together, these matrices form the cultural transmission system of Gaia, the capacity for life to move from one generation to the next without losing its essence. Vietnam carries Dòng Truyền, where the living stream is carried forward through generations, where memory becomes culture, where culture becomes expression, and where the gifts of the past becomes nourishment for the future. May the river continue to flow. May the song continue to be sung. May wisdom continue to be shared. So Gaia may not only remember, but carry life forward. Thank you for listening to Divine Letters with Ann-Peggy Divine. All evolution is collective. Nothing is ever forgotten. Each letter calls us to remember, to take responsibility for the life we create. With grace, reverence, and unity, may the path of your divine design light the way.